what I have on.
What do you have on?
I have Best of Synthwave and Retro Electro, a square bracket, part 1, close square bracket.
Oh, we haven't even done the Skype call yet.
Oh my god.
I just went live and they were like, oh.
Oh my god.
You're not even there.
You didn't tell me you'd gone live.
I've just gone live.
Were you trying to...
No, I wasn't doing anything.
What were you doing? You were trying to surprise me.
Wasn't doing anything.
Oh my gosh. Terrible. That's the one. That's the ticket. Take your ticket, get it stamped. Come back in 17 days. We'll have a prize for you. That's right, son. You too could have your very own flaming dog's body.
Flaming dog's body.
Who knows what that is? Find out in 30 days.
Isn't a dog's body like something that can be used for a purpose but isn't fit for the purpose particularly?
Who knows? Find out in 13 days.
Okay. Rabbit wants a flaming dog's body.
I wish that I could do that cool voice that people do in the 1950s announcements on radio and stuff. Where they're like, join us in the ring!
Yeah.
Every gentleman knows! But I can't. But it's so cool. It's like kind of nasal. I want to learn to do like a nasally announcement voice.
It's probably partially down to the sound recording equipment at the time. It has like clipped or limited the bandwidth, so it sounds more maybe slightly tinny or...
Be the man of the future! Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to go to the moon? I can't do it.
I so would, though. It doesn't matter what voice you say that in.
Would you like to go to the moon?
A rocket to the moon! That's what I asked for Christmas.
A rocket ship.
Yeah. I've got a shield in front of me. Oh yeah! I'm a rocket ship.
I'm going to pick another portrait to do.
I wish that I was full of beans rather than energy. That would be more delicious. What kind of portrait are you choosing today, Mike? And why?
I'm just trying to learn head structures, so I'm just going to pick just a random one that appeals to me. So I don't know yet, because I'm going down through...
a man?
Maybe a man. It might be a man. You don't know.
A man?
It's probably not going to be a man.
That'd be a man.
Oh my god, I found like a young Doc Brown.
He's Doc Brown.
Oh my god, you don't know who Doc Brown is?
No? Why would I know? Who is he? Is he a famous artist? Is he an animator?
Have you seen Back to the Future?
Oh, yeah, I have.
Yeah.
But I just know him as Doc.
Doc Brown.
But I'm just like, yeah, the Doctor from Back to the Future. That's how I know him. I don't know character names. Who do you think I am?
Look at this guy. He's so cool.
I think he's on your screen.
He's gonna get bigger.
I see him. Whoa. He had that sweet, sweet fashion in real life. Unicorn Crew says, hey, mayonnaise. There's so much food stuff going on with your name and what you're saying.
There can be mayonnaise in curry.
Yeah, I could go for curry and mayonnaise, honestly. I think they would work quite well together. Like, get some curry, do some rice, put some mayonnaise on the side, dip that curry chicken in that mayonnaise.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
That's what they call me. So yeah, hello everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Morning, Michael.
You didn't say it.
I did.
But you didn't
And
say
just
it
now I did.
to them. You said it as a criticism to me.
I did say it to them.
No.
Like, why would I bother talking to you? I'm so sassy.
Ouch.
Are you okay? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't mean it.
You did.
I didn't.
Clearly you did.
I did not. I never mean it. Never. If it could get me in trouble, then that's never what I meant. I only ever mean the things that everybody likes and respects me for saying.
You can't retcon.
You can fill in the blank.
You can't. Yeah. What are you saying? What did you say?
What do you want me to have said?
That. Benjamin's like, are you guys done yet? Done with what, Benjo?
Don't know. So it's a very introspective question.
When will you solve animation?
Oh damn, that's a good question. I've been working on it for years. I think I'm getting closer to the answer though.
Are you trying to find a cure?
I wish there was a cure. How do I get out of this? I feel like I've been put in an escape room. I'm not being able to decipher any of the clues. Somebody help me.
They didn't give you a radio, so you could call in and be like, give me a clue. They're just watching you on the cameras every day. Gosh,
this metaphor got dark quickly.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Cameras are all operated under the conditions of light, though.
Oh, that's clever.
Nah.
You're a very clever man, aren't you? You're very clever and hot. Well, good for you. I'm glad you have so many friends and people who like you. That's great.
You are really sassy today.
I'm a whole pot of sass.
Did you wake up sassy?
I did. I woke up feeling super sassy. Like I could take on the world, man. Could take on the establishment.
Yeah.
And right some wrongs.
Yeah.
And write some songs. And climb some rungs.
And bury some dogs. I'm gonna look up Dog's Body for you.
Oh. Is it really for me? Or is it for you? I think it's Dog's Body. If I can, like, say before you say the definition so I can see how close I am. I think it's a person. But a person who's just like, just someone who can do the stuff that you don't necessarily need to descend to doing yourself. So
yeah.
Just moving barrels or guarding something while you're gone.
Yeah, pretty much. Person is given a menial task to do, especially a junior in an office.
So mean. Juniors in offices keep the office running. Everybody on a team is important.
Yeah.
Every life is sacred. I got a little bit abstract.
Yeah.
But it is annoying when people are like, oh, they're just the junior office worker.
Everybody is a Hindu cow.
They just like fetch my stuff and get me coffee and sort out my documents and. It's like, well, wow. You know, if you had to do that yourself, would you get as much work done? Are you saying it's not important that stuff is done? Like, it's not important enough to hire someone for and pay them a salary?
Yeah.
See, fighting for the rights today.
Whose rights? Your rights?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
I'm gonna fight for someone's rights. Might as well be involved.
Might as well be your own rights.
I got the right to blow sass right in your face.
You are succeeding.
I've got the right to stick up to the little man. The little guy.
I'm doing head construction today. Oh my gosh.
That's awesome. That's a good thing to learn.
Crab is asking what the expression is. He thinks that they're mishearing it.
Dog's body.
Dog. S. Body.
Everything but the head, essentially. But yeah, how did you sleep?
How did I sleep?
Yeah, you.
You
were over there.
It could have been better, honestly. I don't feel rested, but I'm doing okay. I think this needs to be slightly higher.
Oh, I'm sorry that you didn't feel like you had too good a sleep.
How do you feel? You were restless.
I'm still restless.
Right.
I'm always restless. Smith. Too many stuff in my head. Also, English good. It was one of those nights where, you go to bed because it's the appropriate time to go to bed, and then you lie in your bed and you think, I probably could be drawing or working. I feel like I might be wasting my worst hours, and then there's another voice where it's like, well, if you sleep now, you can get up early and do some good work.
That was my voice. That's literally what I said.
That's what it was.
There was a voice. From the Mr. On.
I could, but I could also, I feel like I should be working now, and yeah. Then you fall asleep and it's fine. I feel like I had vivid dreams. Did anyone else have vivid dreams last night?
I feel like I did, but I don't remember them.
Yeah. I feel like that might come back to me later in the day.
I think they evolved down an iron again, though. But that might just be because your alarm tone was them singing, and then I went back to sleep, and they were there.
Well, that's because my current project involves them, and if I set any alarm, then when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, snooze. But if I set them singing as my alarm, then I'm like, oh, that's the thing I was going to work on. And then it reminds me that that's the work I was going to do in the morning. So I get up because I'm like, oh, heck yeah, I'm super excited about the work I'm doing. I got to get up and do that work.
That's cool. So using your alarm to remind you of your passion.
Yeah.
It's pretty clever.
Like, back when I used to try and run in the morning, like, I set myself an alarm which had, like, text along with it, where it'd be like, you're running! So I'd remind myself what it was I was setting the alarm for.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been better if I had recorded myself being like, run, ninja! Run! Run in the mornings! Run, get healthy! Or something.
Yeah.
And then I would have been like, oh, that's what I'm doing it for. Because the thing is, in the morning, I don't remember what it is I'm getting up for. I just know that I'm tired.
Yeah.
But if I remind myself the reason I'm getting up, then it makes it easier to stick to it.
That's cool. That's a good advice. Remind yourself why you're waking up.
Why do I do this? Sometimes you need to be reminded. Gosh, my chair is so creaky. Also, we didn't get either of the flats that we applied for.
Oh, yeah, no.
In Kilkenny. In latest flat news, I know you've all been anxiously waiting to hear the latest developments in our house hunting drama. Sad times, neither of the houses were got. We now have more that we have to go and view. Don't know if we'll get them.
I think at this point it's safe to say that our application or our references or whatever we don't come off well. So.
People don't like freelance artists.
Yeah. Landlords don't.
Yeah. Turns out I don't think they see us as the most reliable people when it comes to getting the rent in or being paid.
Yeah.
Don't get disheartened, dude.
Me?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I heard that the sigh had more than just I'm breathing.
Yeah.
It'll be okay in the end.
I think I need to bring this part of your face.
Bring it.
And bring it over here. Probably.
Oh, thank you for the housing hugs tips. It's really appreciated. Honestly, our backup plan is starting to look like it's going to be our actual plan.
Yeah, probably.
Which I don't want to happen. But, I mean, if it has to happen, it has to happen. We have 5 days remaining to find a place before we decided that we probably won't be able to get anywhere in time.
Yeah.
5 days remain. Halloween! Good morning!
I think this weekend is probably going to be a big packing weekend as well.
Yeah. Sounds like that will be true. There's a lot happening this weekend though. We're also at DCAT. Which is a small convention.
Oh, sorry. No, I heard what you said, but I got side blasted. What's the side swiped? Yeah, side swiped by Rabbit's Doodle. He's a flaming dog body. Only 25 beans.
I wanna see. I wanna see it. There you are. You look skeptical, Mike. Why so skeptical? I love Rabbit's Doodles. Have you put your full screen?
I have not.
I can if you like.
You go for it.
Yeah. Flaming dog's body. We will stay strong, Aline. Don't worry, we're in a much better position than a lot of other people would be. Like, even though finding houses is proving to be pretty difficult, and even though we don't necessarily want to, you know, have to leave where we are, at least we have support from friends and family.
Yeah.
Like, we have a place to go. It could be worse, you know? So we're super thankful for the fact that we have awesome family who support us. We have, like, you guys who are just, you know, giving us hugs when we need them and being super supportive. So we're not in as bad a place as we could be, for sure. Very lucky. Just get some guns and hunt down those houses where they're hiding. $25 beans is a pretty good bargain, yeah. Were you being honest about scratching it, Aline?
Scratching what?
Although, to be honest, scratch that.
Alright. Yeah. She was going to say something that countered that we can do it.
I want you to say it. I want to know. I still have dreams of a studio happening. I hope that can happen.
That'd be cool. Oh, this woman's eating sushi. I just realised. I got down to her chin and then there's sushi suddenly.
Oh, heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Sushi good. Oh, Ellie, that's okay. Your homeless joke probably would have been very funny. So I will fill in the blank in my mind and be like, she made an inoffensive homeless joke. It was in good fun. I didn't mean anything too harsh.
Yeah. Oh!
Hey.
I see what mistake I made. This circle needs to be like closer this way and have a thing at the back. That's why this was messing up. Oh, I understand now.
Reenact the quick press intro. Yeah, pretty much. Except with houses instead of work.
Well, yeah, because we got all the work.
We got all the work we need. No more work, please. But we have a lack of houses. More houses. That's what we need.
Because they have the circle and you have it.
We need someone to just be like, Ah, I have a massive house with a huge studio that would be perfect for you guys, and I just need someone to live with. Do you guys want to come and rent with me? And we'd be like, oh, yes, please.
And then we would have.
Unfortunately, everyone we know already has flatmates or doesn't have room. So.
Yeah.
I know what work leads the dream. You think it would be the dream until people offer you projects that you really, really want to do and are dream projects, but you can't take them on because you've already signed up for like a long contract.
Yeah. It's not so much no work at all, it's like no more added work.
Yeah, Aline, I also find painting really hard, so don't feel too stupid. It's something that only people like Mike seem to be able to instinctively just know how to do.
I don't instinctively know how to paint. Fuck you. I've spent
Then how
years...
come every time I ask you how to do it, you're like, I don't know. I just kind of do it.
I've spent years practicing.
Then
Why?
tell me how.
Practice
Help me.
for years.
Help me. Give me some pointers.
Use a brush that can allow you to have hard and soft edges. Is
See,
pretty much
that's already
the key.
more helpful than you've been.
I've said that repeatedly.
You haven't. You said I really like this brush I'm using.
Tips are saying soft brushes are boring. Textured square brushes.
Yes.
Guess what I'm using right now?
That's true. That is something I really like doing.
Textured square brush.
But that's something that I found out myself.
Yeah?
I need my senpai to help me. Give me a few shortcuts that I can use when painting. Which is what you're going to do in the next post, right? But with colour.
The next post is going to be about colour. It's not going to be about painting though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is you're going to do that with the next post, except about colour rather than painting.
Yeah.
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 I think textured brushes, I mean, they give you more interest for less work, almost, and they allow for more happy accidents. So while it's not like, I wouldn't say it's cheating or anything, but it does make it. I think it makes it a bit easier to get interesting shapes. I think it makes it easier to build those faster and build more interest in your piece faster. So, I mean, I really enjoy using them. I think it makes it more fun.
I don't think there are any advanced brushes.
No?
Nah.
Expand upon this, please.
Well, any brush is just going to give you a different mark making thing. So, like, there's no levels of brush. It's just appropriateness of the brush to whatever you're trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't necessarily use a brush that's particularly good at rendering clouds to try and do anything that needs lots of hard edges, for instance. But I wouldn't say the cloud brush is more advanced to use than a default circular brush. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see what you're getting at.
Like, I think textured brushes that are catered for particular uses are ways of helping to speed up your workflow. That's all.
But that's important too, isn't it? Speeding up your workflow.
Yeah, depending on what you're doing, yeah.
I'm not quite sure what I've done here. Okay, I see what I've done.
Like, I'm using this brush set, and Let's let's do that. So I've got one that creates this sort of feel. I've got one that creates this sort of feel. I've got one that creates this sort of feel. I've got one more suited for drawing. This sort of feel. A lot of them are just trying to replicate traditional media though.
Janine says, it's like, it looks cool, so who cares if it's right? Because she feels like she understands even less what she's doing with textures. She doesn't understand what she's doing and it's unpleasant. I think it's cool that you care enough about what you're doing, Aline, to really want to know rather than just to wing it. I think my approach is often just to wing it.
Yeah, I'm way more just like what feels good.
And Unicorn, I'm working on a banner that we'd like to use for YouTube and for Patreon. Because we don't have a proper one. So I'm taking the time to make one in the morning streams.
So like say I'm working on an environment piece that has a lot of grit, or like there's kicked up dust, or there's rock textures, then this brush helps me achieve some of that texture and grit in a couple of strokes. So I could lay down you know, color in here, and I would quickly build up the effect of that kicked up dust with that without having to like draw each individual color variation or change in value or that sort of thing. This one, like, the thing is, brushes don't matter, but they do serve purposes, you know? Like, you don't download a brush set and immediately know how to use them, but in the same way, they don't immediately improve your painting. They just give you it's like additional media that you can try stuff out with.
You said something cool there that I just want to like hijack for a sec.
What's that?
You said that you don't download brushes and immediately know how to use them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good point. I think it's only one way to learn how to use them.
Is using them.
Yeah, and that's using them. So I think even though you don't know what you're doing, that's not a reason to stop using them. Because I don't think there's really a way where you can learn what you're doing first and then use them.
Yeah.
I think you kind of learn how they work and how you can best use them by using them.
So you've got like this where there's more it's kind of simulating the different bristles on a brush stroke. So this has got a cool edge to it.
How much bigger my head gets here, just randomly.
Like this one, I think is really cool for. I'm still using this one. Yeah, this one's really cool for. Say you have like parts in a skin tone that need to feel soft and supple. Maybe it's a fold in the neck because the head's tilted or something. Yeah. Aline's problem when she starts something new is she wants to understand it before she practices with it, and that's backwards.
Yeah, you have to be okay like doing it wrong. I think even if you know you're doing it wrong and it's frustrating, I think you have to be okay to make mistakes. Forgive yourself when you make mistakes. It's kind of part of the process. And trying to do something right the first time is understandable, but will just mean that you take longer to learn it. We will get encouragement through your windows. We just need to find your windows.
Technically, the stream's a window.
That's true. Don't close your window, or I won't be able to yell encouragement at you.
This is the one I was using. Close enough.
So I kind of have the frames in now. I'm going back through and like seeing things that I've done wrong. You know, where I've like changed the hair shape so much it doesn't line up anymore, and just like adjusting these now. Just like everyone's like, what's she doing? Why is she just doing all those lines? It's like, well, now I can see all the mistakes I made. I have to go back and fix them.
Yeah. So I'm using this brush because it can quickly lay down flat tones if I wanted to. Like at the highest pressure, it's 100% opaque. And then if I take a different tone and with the pen pressure, like lightly go over it, then I can smoothly gradiate through my pen pressure how much that color goes, like shifts to the other one. So I can create a smooth sort of, it's not a completely smooth gradient, but it's soft blends between the two. And then with the same brush, I can create a hard accent through that if I want to have something like a quick change in tone. And that's what I mean when I say I like to find a brush that allows me to create both soft and hard edges in one. Is that I don't really need to shift brushes to do different aspects of the painting. This is kind of a dog's body. Not dog's body. This is what would the expression be for something that's like serves multiple purposes or
Multifunctional?
Yeah.
You just become obsessed with dog bodies now. Good word.
Eileen's saying I'm not even good at controlling pen pressure.
It's okay, I'm not good at that either. But you know, you keep practicing and you get better.
Yeah, like this is 12 years of. I've been using this one tablet for 12 years. If that gives you any indication. Like I wouldn't say I'm all that great at painting, but I've certainly had the time to. I actually use a broken pen as well, which is.
You do, and it drives me up the wall. Because whenever I like hop onto a computer to like show you something or like we switch computers for whatever reason, like I can't use the rubber of any of your pen, and it's so much a part of my process. And your pen does insane things as well.
It doesn't do insane
It
things.
does.
How does it do insane things?
Like sometimes it just opens things without me wanting it to, or it joins up lines I don't want it to. It just doesn't work the way I'm expecting it to, or the way I feel like it's programmed to.
Unicorn Curry says, have I good morning, good night, I gotta go catch.
Okay, good night, Unicorn Curry.
So I think we just threw I gotta catch them Z, right? Yeah. I thought they were meaning that we had to catch the good morning from them. Like,
snatch it!
Here, have a good morning, catch!
I think we got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, have a good night's sleep. Roxanne says that brush looks really nice and soft.
Oh, we got gorged.
That's awesome. And Tiff says she wants to do some physical shell-shaded paintings like the artist that she showed you yesterday.
Cool. I didn't actually manage to watch that video. I saw the thumbnail and thought the content was going to be really good. But I had to go to the shops to get Swifty some soup.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Get me some soup.
Yeah.
And yourself some cereal, milk, pasty, chocolate.
Yeah, that. However, I was gonna like watch the video and reply. I pasted in some pocket bears, and then you just sort of turned around and gave me this look of like, why aren't you gone yet?
Well, that's because you said like half an hour ago that you were just leaving to go to the shops.
Yeah.
And then you did not leave to go to the shops.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anywho.
I'll leave those there.
It was also because I went chocolate.
Is that so?
Mm.
I see. So, an extension of what Tibbs was saying about wanting to do some physical self-shaded painting, like the artist, to just find that paint is expensive though, and learning what bases and pigments are vegan makes everything harder. Paint is gross and weird, don't look too close.
Oh my gosh, really? Like, I always assumed that paint had kind of just natural ingredients in it. I thought they were like plant extracts and stuff.
Don't they like at times crush beetles and stuff like that?
I thought they used to, but I assumed that they were now able to artificially recreate the same shades, not necessarily using the same methods. But I guess maybe I assumed wrong.
You assumed too much.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Because that feels very, like, vulgar as a method to get certain pigments.
Yeah.
Now, when it feels like we can artificially create a lot of different things, I assumed that pigment would be one of them. Wow. Rabbit says don't really use beetles anymore. They use salt. I was going to say, but what do they use, Rabbit? What do they use? Painted people! Oh wow, crushed beetles is in like almost everything that's pink. Paint, pencils, milkshakes, cakes. Whoa! Really? Why pink? I would assume that would be blue.
Why would they? Okay, sure.
Whoa, okay. You blown my mind, Tibbs. I mean, I guess I can't say I super mind being someone who eats meat, but that just seems needless, you know? It's like when you're making like meatballs, I kind of understand the need to have meat for that. But when you're making something like a pink milkshake, I kind of feel like lives don't need to be lost in the creation of the pink, you know? I mean, even in terms of burgers, you can make the argument that you can have a super duper nice vegetarian burger, which is 100% true. And it's actually usually the option I go for anyway. But that's I guess, beside the point that I'm making. The point I'm making is that seems like a needless waste. No, Tibbs, now I have to know. Where does raspberry flavouring come from? You can't just say that and then not tell me. I have to know now. You looked it up? Oh no. Oh my god, what is it? What is it? Is it people? Yeah, exactly. Beetroot for red. Why not? Beetroot is delicious as well. Like when they use it as colouring in red velvet and stuff. If they even do use beetroot. Maybe they use, I don't know, squashed babies or something. But when they do use it in cakes, it's super nice. Like it's got a nice flavour too. It's nice and sweet. Sometimes people use it in brownies to deepen the flavour and it's super good. That's why I don't understand it. It feels like there are so many alternatives. Squashed baby. Sounds like the kind of thing that people would use.
It's really quite strange, but...
Have you looked it up?
Yeah.
Will you goddamn tell me then?
I'll let Tibbs tell you.
Oh, come on!
No.
At this point, you've looked it up, Tibbs looked it up, Rabbit's looked it up, and yet everyone's like, oh, raspberry, eh? Oh, yeah, I know what you mean now, but let's not tell India. No one will just say it.
Hey.
No one will just say it. I'm so salty. Denying me knowledge.
I'm not denying you knowledge.
Ah, it's so irritating. It's like when someone's like, ha 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 ha! And you're like, what? And they're like, nothing.
Oh my god. So, if I laugh at something, like, you know...
Why would you not share the joke?
You know when you react to something like, oh, whoa!
Mm-hmm.
In the split second after that, India goes, what? What are you laughing at? Like...
Well, it's not the split second. I always give you a second to go like, whoa! Did you know that this?
No, you don't.
Except you always go, whoa! And then I give it like a minute.
You do not give it a minute.
I do.
You see the point where you said the sentence after the whoa.
Huh?
The point where like you start saying, did you see this? Or you should see this.
Uh-huh.
That's the point that you say, what?
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
It
Feels like that to you because you're probably not thinking about actually telling me what you're talking about.
No.
But I wish that when you do your multiple vocal reactions every single day, in which you're astounded or disgusted or angry or happy, you would share with me what the joke or the outrage is about without me having to pry it from you. Okay, I'm trying to find out. I'm on Wikipedia. You could have just said, but it's fine. I'm looking it up. Haven't managed to find it yet. I'll Google something else instead.
What did you look up?
You could just have told me, but this is what I'm doing now. Raspberry flavouring.
What is...
Is it the... Oh my gosh. Beaver butt? I mean, for everyone who's listening to the stream, I know that you must have been frustrated for the last 5 minutes of no one telling you what raspberry flavouring was. I was there with you. Let me just say to you, since you've been listening to the stream, it's beaver butt.
Apparently.
That's so strange. Why does that taste like raspberry?
It probably doesn't. It probably... Aline says pissed India is the best India.
Yeah, I'm so annoyed. Oh no, okay. Let me read this.
Sure.
Technically called castoreum, there's a substance described as brown slime. Sounds appetizing, no? That comes from the beaver's castor gland, which is located a short gasp away from its anal gland. It's so favourably fragrant that we've been using it to flavour ice cream, chewing gum, pudding and brownies. Basically anything that could use a vanilla, raspberry or strawberry substitute for at least 80 years. Why not just use vanilla or raspberry in your vanilla or raspberry flavouring?
Yeah, you think
That's not murder. We don't need to substitute that.
You think
Why would you substitute vanilla for beaver butt when you can just use vanilla? I don't understand. I'm so confused. Why? Humans? This is not how you're human.
you know
The
how
kind of jokes that we make about aliens coming to the planet, misunderstanding stuff, and then doing things which are really odd and being like, because this is how you're human. This is the kind of stuff. And we do it even though we're human. We're like, beaver butt smells like raspberry. Let's use that instead of using raspberries. It's like, it smells like the thing I want to use. So instead of just using the thing...
You'd think that raspberries would be easier to obtain.
Yes! You would. You can grow raspberries. You don't need to get it from the butt of a beaver. Are beavers harmed in this process, though? Or is it like a slime scraping scenario?
Oh, you
No.
mean like, are they milked?
Yes.
You know the discussions were like, who was the first person to discover that you can drink cow's milk and it won't kill you and it's semi-tasty? Who was the first beaver butt connoisseur?
Yeah, who's the first person, you mean?
The sort of like stumbled on a beaver.
Who's
and
like,
was
this
just
is a ripe beaver. This beaver smells like the best raspberries. We've got to deslime this one. Put it through the slimer. Put it through the deslimer. Let's harvest this beaver. I found the cream of the crop of beaver butts.
I wonder if they've bred beavers to be tastier and tastier in the butt. It seems like something they would do. These imaginary beaver butt wranglers.
Vanilla flavoured coffee is the best, right? Did you know that it probably has beaver butts in it? The posterior of beavers. I want to know what other things now. I could spend the entire day just looking up what every single like substitute flavouring is. And why? So. And why? Vanilla is delicious and easily available.
You've literally opened a can of worms, Tibbs.
I wonder what worms taste like. Probably like blueberry or something. So I'll put worms in everything rather than blueberries. It's like the fun banana debacle, where banana flavouring doesn't actually taste like bananas. Like, people liked bananas, so they started using banana flavouring, but they were like, oh, we could improve this banana flavouring.
Yeah, banana flavouring does not taste like banana.
Except now bananas are being bred to taste more like banana flavouring.
Really?
So does life imitate art? Does art imitate life, huh?
Or do
Food for
banana...
Food for thought.
Food for thought.
We talk about the deep issues. I'm sorry, Mike, what were you saying?
I don't know
I was being a
anymore.
dick. Go on.
I don't know. You've so completely thrown me off.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Terrible. Terrible. I was lifting the veil on one thing leads to a trail of raspberry flavoured breadcrumb. And the Lee woke up thinking how amazing it is that we're all here because of a giant fireball warming us.
Yeah.
It's true. We were just talking about this yesterday. How sometimes you look into space and you're like, I forgot how small I am!
Oh yeah.
And then you have a crisis.
Crisis of scale.
Mm.
I'm not liking this portrait at all.
And eating is weird. Humans for energy have to consume
Other
disposable
humans.
stuff, which then ends up just coming out as waste anyway.
I wonder what percentage of it does come out in waste. It's probably like 90% or something.
Like, also the fact that we have, like, our body is 90% water or something. We have to literally consume water Like, we have to water our bodies all day or we will literally die. It's just weird. It's a little weird when you think about it.
A little bit.
Whoa, worm mucus is used in widening caramels to make it stickier. I wouldn't even know if you were joshing with me right now, Rabbit, because, you know, the beaver butt thing means that I will now pretty much believe anything anyone tells me about flavourings and what's inside them. So I 100% believe that worm mucus makes caramel stickier. I didn't know worms had mucus. But if they did, I'm assuming it was pretty sticky. Snail trails using caramel.
Rabbit's joking, but it sounds real, doesn't it?
It does sound real. I believe it. I did believe it. That was me 3 seconds ago.
Believing it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I wonder if I could, like, make my own flavour extracts and sell them and be like, yeah, this is totally beaver, but in actual fact it's just raspberries.
Do you know
and
what?
take back the market.
Do you know what I thought you meant there?
No?
I thought you meant, like, physically yourself, just like through sheer force of will, create flavor extracts.
This is what my sadness tastes like. No, I think no one would want any part of that. Jeez.
Swift jam.
No, thank you. I think we'll get enough of me just on the morning streams, honestly.
What do you reckon your alcohol content would be? 1%? 2%? 0%?
0%, man. I've been teetotal for about a month and a half.
Yeah.
That's a joke because I'm usually, like, I usually don't drink alcohol, but I drink it socially, so when Patrick came over, I had a cider.
Oh no.
What?
Oh no.
What's in cider, do you think?
Tips just said India Ink.
Yeah. And now I'm just thinking, like, whatever's in cider, it's probably not apples. It's probably like giraffe spots or something. Because they taste like apples.
Giraffe spots taste like apples. What?
Probably they do.
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. We're the only kind of creatures that cook our food, and because we cooked it, we lowered our tolerance for like eating things raw.
Yeah, it's true. Kind of destroyed our own immune systems in a way. But we have also, as Josiah pointed out, prevented parasites and diseases in a lot of cases. But why can't we combine like the best of cooking food with like the best of also being able to eat raw food and have things which are like not necessarily murdering animals? They're not murdering animals.
Well, other animals murder other animals to eat them.
Yeah, that's fine. They can do that. You know, but just because someone is a shitbag doesn't mean you should be a shitbag just because they are.
Every animal is never.
But everybody's doing it!
All predators on the planet now are shitbags, according to India.
No, I wasn't saying they were shitbags. I was creating another scenario to show you the kind of associated scenario that could shed light on the current one. I was trying to change your perspective. Give you another way of seeing it.
I have a hot topic.
I didn't know that you were into chain stores. Okay, I will support you. I suppose being an artist is pretty hard.
Anyway.
Like a bad joke.
This is gonna get heavy, I guess. I was walking.
Oh no, really?
I was good. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, hold on, let me prepare myself. I'm still in the mindset of what can I possibly make flavours out of.
Maybe no, we'll stick to that.
No, it's good. I want you to be able to talk about what you want to talk about.
I don't really want to talk about it though, so
I'm just gonna suck myself up, which sounds stupid and bad, but I mean I'm gonna sober up and stop being in such a giggly mood.
No, I
No.
like the mood. No,
We can go back to it, but I want you to be able to talk about it without me being stupid. So go ahead.
No.
Go on.
No.
No, you won't.
I'm actively choosing not to.
Oh, come on.
No.
Just a little, I want to know. I'm
no.
so curious. Don't do the raspberry thing to me again. I'm so tired of it. Just tell me.
No.
And no, come on! Ah!
You know how there's repeal the 8th in Ireland right now?
Mm-hmm.
And that's about abortion.
Mm-hmm.
That's the topic. Because I
Okay.
walked past a sign yesterday
Uh-huh.
and it got me thinking.
Go on.
Okay, so in the sign it said, I'm 9 weeks old, I can yawn and kick. Like, don't repeal the 8th.
I can write signs as well. I'm sorry. I'm serious. Carry
Um, and it got me thinking about abortion and how the people who are on the side of like not allowing it are like it's baby death and don't choose death. Why would you choose death and stuff? And it made me start thinking about laws like once a baby's born, the mother like it would be against the law effectively for the mother to like say they smothered their child or killed them in some way. You'd be like, wow, that's wrong.
Yes, that would definitely be against the law. That falls squarely under the criminal activities.
Yeah. So it made me start to think like, so a mother killing their child is against the law when the child's been born. Okay, that's established. And then it's like the people on the stance of like don't allow it or like equating a baby in utero being like a life and everything, and so when the mother chooses to end that life, then it's like, oh no, sort of thing, regardless of the circumstances of the mother, which is fucked up in a way. So I started to think, well, how do you rationalize the separation between the deaths in the two cases? And then I started to think, well, at the point that the baby's been born, it's an independent, self-sustaining, to a degree, entity. Like it's a person there. But when it's in during pregnancy, it's attached to the mum via like the umbilical cord and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, it's more like an organ of the mother, and like it's a part of her until it's born.
Well, it does have its own brain still.
True. This is weird. This is the weird.
Yeah, go on.
Deep and heavy weird thing I was thinking. So like
this is a trippy brain. I don't know, trip. So carry on.
Yeah. So like it's like the mother is effectively growing an organ at the earlier stages, and therefore it's not. This is where I kind of stop. This is where I stopped thinking, but it's like
you're saying that a baby's like an organ, so therefore abortion is not murder.
Kind of.
Okay. I have problems with your hypothesis.
I have issues with it as well.
But I think it's an interesting way to think about it.
Like it's not the same as a tumor. I'm not saying it's the same as a tumor or cancer or anything.
No one
like,
said it was.
Aline said it's more like ripping cancer to me.
Okay, got you.
But in a similar way.
I was like, you just brought that up out of nowhere.
It's not a tumor.
Yeah,
no.
okay. Uh-huh.
They are crazy dividing cells that are this is Ali. They are crazy dividing cells that are thirsty to live but threaten my livelihood. Yep, cut it out. I say it's a tumor. Oh dear. This is the kind of worms that I was like I hadn't even finished the thought, but I was trying to find a way that rebalanced That's it. Yeah, it's gonna have. Like a tumor, it's gonna have an impact on your life and your health and all that stuff.
If you could, like, just this is like a weird sci-fi hypothetical that I'm gonna go for.
Okay.
Like, if, as in Minority Report, people could tell when someone was going to commit a crime beforehand, right? If you could tell if someone was going to be a murderer before they kind of grew up.
Oh dear.
And I know that's problematic because I know that I definitely feel like murderers are kind of made, not born. But say you could, you know, hypothetically, say that you knew when someone was in the womb if they were going to murder or not. Do you think people would then be okay with abortion? Because people in America, a lot of them are in support of the death penalty.
Right. So if
it's a difference between murdering someone after they've done the murder versus murdering someone before. You know, is the fact that it's a baby make it different? Like, if you're saying everybody has the right to live, but then killing people who have been tried and found guilty of murder.
That's tough. I think it would be a lot better.
Do you think that people in America would be like, we can destroy this. We can destroy this. I've forgotten the word for a baby in the womb.
Well,
fetus.
See, you precursored this with thinking that killers are made, not born.
Yeah, this is just a hypothetical.
I think there would be a big advocacy for changing the way that baby was nurtured, like remove them from the environment that would have forced them to grow up in a way that was
but this is
abusive, potentially. Like,
this is hypothetical though. Like, let's say it's a wibbly wobbly kind of whammy thing where you can't prevent what's been said to happen. Like, you know, one of those films where it's like, oh no, this is going to happen. I won't let it happen. And then you're like, oh no, somehow through trying to prevent this, all the things that I saw happening are somehow happening.
Right.
You can't get out of my hypothetical.
Okay.
You have to answer it.
Tibbs thinks the people who are against abortion now would be for killing them in the womb, and the people who are pro-choice would be against it. Yeah, I think that it's still kind of, it's still like that's still murder. Like, you're solving one murder with more murder, which isn't a great.
Well, no, but that's a death penalty.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the death penalty, it's weird with the time machine stuff.
The most terrifying, awful thing in the world.
Yeah. Like, they're given the death penalty so that they are there's no possibility of them recommitting.
Well, then maybe don't let them out of prison if you think there's a possibility they'll recommit the murder.
Yeah. The thing about,
is it prison space freeing up? Is that the real reason that we have the death penalty?
Probably. It's probably just a resource allocation and time management thing.
It's a good reason to kill someone, yeah.
It's not.
Oh, really? I'm sorry, I have big problems with the death penalty, so I don't mean to be so sassy. But yeah. Anyway, it's interesting to think about. Like, I think people would flip as well. Like, I think Tibbs has... Tibbs is saying what I'm thinking would probably also happen. Not that we'll ever know, but...
Anyway, so beaver butts are raspberry flavored, right?
Apparently. Strange that if fetuses were found to have a particularly delicious flavour, people would be okay with, like, using that extract to flavour things. because we're very pro-choice until there's a delicious muffin.
Don't people eat parts of the pregnancy process already?
I don't think that's really a thing.
You know?
Like, I think some people eat the placenta.
Yeah.
Either because of religion or because it's meant to be like a symbolic loving thing, but that's not like, wow, this tastes great, let's season it and use it in an omelette.
Yeah. That's true, yeah. But they could.
Did anyone else watch that extra credits episode about unpleasant design? I think it was called Unpleasant Design.
I hadn't saw that Noah. I think it was Noah posted it. I haven't seen it. What were the cliff notes? What did you take away from it?
It was interesting. It was about when they designed something deliberately to exclude a certain group of people.
Oh.
But they do it in a way where it's not clear what their true intentions are. And the reason they do it a lot of the time is that people, regular people, in bunny ears, as you would say.
Thanks.
Sure. Regular people aren't bothered by the moral decision that would bring up if they knew about it. So, for example, the example that they use is there is a bridge in America somewhere that is due for demolition soon. So why would the I guess a council, I'm not sure what they have in America, but why would they choose to spend like thousands of dollars installing bike rails underneath there when it's due to be demolished?
Right.
Like, well, most people walking by would assume it's for bikes, right? Because they're bike rails. They'd be like, oh, the city's doing something, constructive. Oh, it's good. They put bike rails in now. More bikers can put their bikes there.
Right.
But the real reason they put the bike rails there, and it's been exposed, so it's true, is because they wanted to discourage homeless people from sleeping under one of the only dry places left in the city.
Oh.
To sleep at night, because they found the sight of homeless people to be uncomfortable and unpleasant for those who weren't homeless walking past.
Oh.
So they essentially have deprived, 15 people, 20 people, I don't know how many people can fit under there, to be honest, of a place to sleep.
Because there's bike rails just...
Because it's unpleasant to be reminded that homelessness exists. And that's the same reason,
right,
apparently, that they have those little divots in the ground where you're walking on streets to discourage homeless people from lying there because it's uncomfortable.
Oh.
The same reason they have needless armrests in the middle of benches so that it's not long enough for people to lie on. The same reason they have holes in some metal benches to cool the bench down and make it cold and uncomfortable place to rest.
Wow.
Like, they spent thousands of dollars making a specific stylish architectural bench which is sloped deliberately to make it impossible to lie on.
Wow.
It's like, rather than spending thousands of dollars trying to solve the homeless problem,
they're spending things trying to remove it from consciousness.
Yeah, trying to
address it.
Take it out of the public eye.
Oh.
And it's interesting because when this kind of stuff is exposed, the public generally rebels against it.
Yeah. But it's like obscuring it deliberately in ways. Wow. Yeah. I see what that discussion that flared up was right now.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
Like, rather than try and solve the problem, they try and solve the symptoms.
Yeah, they throw thousands of dollars or pounds. They throw a lot of money at just trying to make sure people don't realise it's a problem in the first place. Like, those thousands of dollars could go towards building a shelter or something for people to use, so there's somewhere safe and warm and comfortable for them to sleep at night.
Yeah.
Or trying to solve the larger problem of why there's homelessness in the first place. It's just really interesting.
So just saying, but people are homeless by choice, right? This is just deterring people from choosing to be homeless.
Yeah.
Like,
we're definitely choosing to be homeless soon.
yeah. Well, it was our choice to give in our notice and stuff.
It was it? We couldn't afford to stay here, dude.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess we could have just not paid the rent and then been kicked out.
Yeah.
But this allows us to get a reference from our landlord so we can try and apply for another place to live.
Yep. That's what
So
happened.
I wouldn't exactly say it was our choice. I would have loved to have stayed here.
Yeah.
People really hate poor people. Said Aline. It's so sad.
I think they're afraid of them.
Also, I just wanted to say that Aline says there's a craze for food supplements and pills produced from embryos and such, which is like really interesting.
Is it not because they're full of like really potent, like vital
Life juice.
Yeah.
Baby juice. Have you seen the old Onion News Network video about baby skulls? It's a great parody of the diamond trade and I think relevant to the conversation. I haven't seen that.
No. Onion News is great though.
Yeah. I like it.
Although there's been a trend now where Onion News can be interchanged with actual news.
I think that's the point of Onion News.
No, I mean like actual news is getting so outlandish now that
I think that was the point of Onion News to begin with though, was to make fun of how outlandish the news was. And show you that through the parody. What's the difference between parody and satire? Does anyone know?
I actually don't know.
Okay. They are marketed as such. They really don't have so much nutritional value though. It's just a rich and fruity people fad. That's so interesting though. It's like when it's marketed, it's okay.
No.
It's just when it's like a mother's choice kind of deal that it's not okay.
How do you mean a mother's choice what?
Well, it's okay to use embryos for stuff like pills and supplements when it's marketed by a company.
Oh,
but
I
when
see.
the mother's like, this is going to kill me, or we don't have the money to raise a child, or this is an abusive household and I don't know how to get out of it.
Or they'll never know their father because I was like...
Or any kind of thing, then it's not okay. That's a bad reason.
The thing that really stuck with me is when someone said that in Ireland, if a woman is diagnosed with cancer or something that requires treatment that would be harmful if she was pregnant, they're required to take a pregnancy test to see whether like they're pregnant, and they would be denied treatment if they're pregnant. It's like
their life is lesser than the baby's.
Yeah.
Their life is lesser than the potential life of the baby.
I think that was true of the case. Like, there's so much stuff going around and swirling.
We don't mind the pregnancy test being a thing, but I think once we've had the pregnancy test, it should just be a thing where you are pregnant. This could harm the baby, so now
we're aware of
it's your choice. Like, you've got all the cards on the table now. Do you still want to go ahead with this treatment?
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's just what I think.
Yeah, it should
There's lots of other people who think differently, which is fine.
Sometimes it's not fine though. Sometimes when some people hold a belief that's harmful to others, it's not fine.
Yeah, it's hard. You have to define what's harmful to others and that.
Yeah.
Like, what belief when taken to an extreme isn't harmful to others?
True.
Also, Tip says, in the UK it's illegal to market anything as a cure for cancer. It's sad that that has to be a thing. like a law.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I know people like money. Like, I get it. It's helpful. But geez, like, having to actually create a law to say people aren't allowed to say this will cure your cancer. Come on, people, have a bit of class.
Yeah.
Can you not make your money any way other than trying to scam people who are seriously ill into thinking that they're going to be okay because of something you've given them?
The worrying thing, when medication is like capitalized, it's like a capitalist market like that, is that if they create something that cures something completely, they're removing a source of income from their business model, and it's just like when you start to think of it like that, it's like that needs to stop.
Whoa, that's really dark. Jeez.
Like if you have a product that completely cures something, then you're gonna put yourself out of business. Good. Find a new cure for something else.
I know. I mean, I think that would be okay to put yourself out of business, but I can imagine that maybe the governing board of medicine wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Or, other competitors whose products have been rendered completely invalid. That's crazy. That's really scary. Jeez. Can people not just help people? Can they not just like honestly help people? Because that's worthwhile.
There's a big mix of people for sure. There are people striving to create cures.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really, really good people in the world. There are a lot of people who I wouldn't say are evil, but I would say are very greedy, and maybe that's a product of the times they live in or the way they, were taught. I don't know. But that's just awful. That's awful to think about. There's something that could be and probably is happening.
Someone made a counterpoint to the argument of like if you put yourself out of business because you cured the thing that your product like your product solves the problem. It's like dead people can't buy anything either.
Yeah. I guess the trick is to keep them just well enough.
Making profit off of health issues is disgusting, and I don't get how that could be allowed.
No,
yeah, for sure.
Just awful. Like, I don't care if it makes you money. Like, cry me a river.
Yeah, it should be like completely government funded or some. It should not be down to business decisions.
Yeah.
People's health should not be a business.
People will probably keep getting ill, so you probably still do really well if you are the cure. But, can you not try and maybe like move on to then trying to cure other things?
Yeah.
The things people will do for like, because it's easier to do it that way than it is to try and do something new. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm so mad right now.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not fine.
Do you know the expression we were saying the other day? It's like you're often the thing in your own way of success, and success is getting out of your own way.
Yeah, success is getting out of your own way. I think it's the thing.
I think we as the humans, like as a collective thing of the world, we would be a much more successful planet if we could just get out of our own way.
Yeah. Like, start thinking like a team and stop thinking like competitors all the time. And people would learn and grow and achieve so much more. That's why open source and free learning is so good. Like, that's one of the reasons why the internet, amongst, sometimes being an awful place, is a blessing. It's the spread of information. Too many people learn information and then keep it to themselves, fucking raspberry beaver butts.
You brought it back!
If people just shared information, imagine how much faster we would advance. if people stop competing against who could go into space first and all share their information and work together, instead of, oh, well, they did it first, oh, our country did it first. Like, imagine how much faster people would learn and discover things.
Yeah.
You know, imagine if artists stopped being such artists and helped other artists learn rather than being like, no, I want to be best. Then imagine how much, like, further along everyone in art would be.
Yeah.
Because we'd know more techniques, we'd have, like, more tools.
That's why
We'd be working with better people who would be able to teach you better stuff. Everyone would be getting better together, faster.
Yeah, that's why I freely share anything I know. I remember talking to someone in the past who was afraid that if they told someone else what they knew, that person would get a job and it would put them out of a job. It's just like,
no, that person will get a job and then be like, thanks for all the help, man, we have an opening, I'm going to put you up for it.
Yeah.
Because you've been so good to me and really helped me. Or that person gets better than you and then you're like, how do you do that? And they're like, let me show you.
Yeah.
And then you get better.
Preach.
I'm sorry. I'm so mad now. I need a cup of tea or something. It's awful. So I'm gonna zen myself out.
Yeah? Yeah, there you go.
It's fine. It's fine. Like, this is the advantage of the internet, is there are some people who are just sharing their learning and stuff. And that's awesome.
You know what I don't mind is people doing a tutorial that's maybe like a couple bucks to buy, because like it's a really small minimal cost to say someone puts out a tutorial that's like 5 hours long and they put like tons of effort into it and they're like, here, it's $3. And there's like a lot of artists that can be like, I can spare you $3. If you collect that together, then it's like, it's as if they've been commissioned to make it and they have like a sustainable way to keep making more valuable content. Like that's when I think it's not free, but it's not Gnome on DVD $60, everyone pays 60 thing or whatever it was in the past. It's more free to share.
Can you give me the clip notes for that super fast?
Clip notes is what I was saying.
Yeah, I was just in the chat for a second reading what people were saying.
Oh, sorry. Like, if someone's released a Gumroad tutorial, for example, and it's like $3 to get a lot of resources,
yeah,
but a lot of people can pour their $3 in towards one source of it, then I support that sort of structure where the person who made it gets enough, gets something that allows them to continue creating. And like, because as much as money is evil, it's where we live in a world where it's necessary to continue doing stuff. Like,
well, it's necessary because we built the world to be that way.
Yeah, and
it's not actually necessary.
It's not going to change overnight, which is why we're stuck in it. But if you can help others, then you just shoot. It's fun.
Helping others is helping yourself, and people don't realise that enough. Like, if you need a justification, then that's it. So yeah, I was reading about.
What were you saying? Seeing the chat, because I've missed that.
I was reading a little bit about what Steiny and Aline were talking about with the deep web. I think that Aline is very right when she says that people often will just give up if things aren't convenient enough for them. So people will pay for convenience a lot of the time. That's why taxis are a thing. You know?
Right, yeah.
Is a convenience is something that people will pay for because it saves them time. And time, let's be honest, is the limited currency that we all are running out of, and the one thing that we can't remake or get back. So yeah, I think it's the most viable thing, and that's why people are willing to pay for convenience.
Yeah.
However, it can be a problem when it comes to things like paying $3 for a Gumroad tutorial, because it's much easier to just open a PDF than to have to go through a payment system on Gumroad, even though it will only take you 2 minutes. Like, you see that you can't just press download and you're like, maybe I'll do it later.
Yeah, maybe. I was going to buy DLC for a game the other day, and
Why didn't you?
The paying for it was too much effort.
There you are.
Yeah. Like, I had to set up my new card and everything, and I was like, no, I don't actually really want this. And I didn't.
Well, sometimes that's good, because people can also trick you into buying things you don't necessarily want because of convenience. Like, that's why they put all the chocolate bars right next to the counter in shops, is because it increases your chances of impulse buying it rather than really thinking it through, because it's just like, it's right there.
Yeah. It's...
You know, that's...
It can be, like, trying to limit your impulses when you have, like, oh, this would be just cool if I did it. Oh, no, I did it again.
Yeah, like, when the internet is not free anymore, I'll be running to Tibbs for help. Like, Tibbs, how do I do the thing?
How do I do? Hey, what?
Hey, Al, good morning.
Sleepy Al. Welcome to the end of the stream.
Good morning. Today's been a crazy discussion about a bazillion different things, all of them interesting and cool. Well, some of them decidedly not cool, but the discussions around them being interesting and cool.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna flip this and see how terribly inaccurate I've made it. I'm gonna flip the reference to.
Flip the breath.
Flip it.
Flip the breath.
Yeah, one of the emails I sent to housing people was effectively me trying to humanize Indianize, so we weren't just like numbers numbers on a page, because landlords are just like, yeah, probably not them, because it's just like, look, we're trying to find a home. You're in the market of giving homes to people,
and we will be homeless unless you give us something. Please let us give you our money and rent a house from you.
Oh, she has a bigger chin than I have. I didn't realize. Cool.
Aw, Al, I'm including this picture, but I'm not convinced this picture completely looks like me, to be honest. It's like alternative India.
India on a cute day.
This is maybe the mind's eye India. I tried to make it look like me. It wasn't like I was trying to make it inaccurate or anything. You know. I guess it's a flattering caricature in the end.
Flatterature. There we go.
How come flipping is so slow in Photoshop?
It's not because I have so many other paintings in this one one canvas.
Oh, I see. Ah, I thought you meant flipping frames.
No.
I was going to say it wasn't that slow in Photoshop for me.
No, it's usually not. It's just I've just got everything in the one file. Like this is layer 150 of the unnamed layers. Yeah, that's something to consider, India. That if we move to Canada, I don't think does Canada have like an NHS, like a National Health Service, or does it
Private.
Insurance type dealio over there as well?
I don't know. We'd have to check it out.
Yeah.
But I know that America healthcare is all private, so I think it probably will be the same.
Yeah. Oh, good night, Steiny.
Night, Steiny. And thank you, Al. That's super nice of you. I'm glad that you think I'm cool. Wow.
I think you're cool.
Aw, thanks. I always dreamed that I would be cool someday. I guess today is that day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the most of it.
For one day only.
Yeah. And break out my shapes. Sally says Canada has universal as far as I know, but I know of people who come to America for doctor appointments because it's unfortunately faulty. Faulty how?
See.
Faulty is in it's hard to get appointments or
Maybe wait times are longer or something. Whereas you can pay to win in US healthcare.
I think you'll have to pay to win everywhere. It's one of my problems with recent games. It's pay to play, then pay to win. It's like, what about I just do it with skill and perseverance? It's like, no! It's more important to be rich than to have those skills.
Yeah.
This is what we're teaching.
Okay, so I need to bring like the top part of her eyes and stuff down.
Appointments can be put 6 months out when you see a doctor today. And that can't, does that not happen in America? I don't know much about the healthcare systems in other countries.
I'm not sure that's accurate, but that's just my disbelief.
I wouldn't know. I don't know either way. We could always ask someone who lives in Canada.
Yeah.
We could ask Samantha, user. Tell her that we were thinking of moving to Canada and we know that she lived there for a long time.
Did she move over
to London?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's in London now, but because she lived in Canada before.
Yeah.
We could get the lowdown.
Oh, okay, Al. Cool. You run.
Bye, Al.
Yeah, should be able to let us know. Oh.
I think you hear horror stories everywhere. Like, I've heard a ton of health horror stories from the US as well, and from England. So,
yeah, it's a human system run by humans. There's going to be human error.
I don't know. I don't know what the system is. I just know that horror stories happen. Accidents happen. Every time I look in your eyes, every day I'm watching you die, and all the thoughts I feel you about how I. Yeah, like the health system is not a place for greed.
Ah, Dave, thanks for joining.
Definitely not. I don't want my doctors to be motivated only by money.
Yeah.
Like, money for motivation is fine, but if it's the only reason you're doing something, it can be a little bit worrying if it's your health.
Yeah.
You want to make sure people are doing a good job and that they care about you.
I think money should only be a way to continue doing what you were doing anyway, rather than being something that set you on the path in the first place.
I think it should be a reward. Like, I think that being paid a lot for doing something like saving someone's life is a good thing, but I don't think that's the reason you should be doing it.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Yeah, sure.
Like, what else would you suggest? Like, a system in which people are paid by just having things provided for them, such as food and housing, because they do important jobs, in which case, how far is that from a caste system?
Yeah.
In which a job title dictates what you get in life?
Yeah.
Lots of good fantasy novels start from premises like that, but...
Yeah, that's true. I think if I just had enough to live, just be able to do what I wanted to do each day and try and provide value to other people by what I did, that would be cool.
I've got to be honest, I think I would always want more. But the reason that I would want more would be kind of to allow other people to do more. And to be able to build more. Like, that's still greed, I guess. But I mean, I would love to be able to fund 1 million artists on Patreon. I'd love to be able to build something really cool like the Peg Bar.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to afford to go and see people in other countries or fly people over to see me. I'd love to be able to hire people to do work on projects.
I don't think that's greed. I think that's like it's like.
But it requires more money to do it, so.
Yeah, but it would be for others. You know what I mean? Like
I'm for me though. Like, I can't take myself out of the equation.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see this stuff happen. Like, I want to. I mean, maybe not when it comes to like funding the other artists, but I would love to be a part of what makes it possible.
Yeah.
I'd love to help solve some other problems for people.
I was like, I thought you said for a second that you want to hide people.
I could do that too. I could do so many things. I could hide 1 million people.
Well, we're building toward that dream, that goal.
I think there are futurists that are building a community to test the idea of money not existing. Oh, that's really interesting.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends in what way money doesn't exist. Like, what your substitute is, how you structure that society.
I guess it might be like you work and help actually farm the food and maybe it's self-sustaining.
I'm interested in seeing how that would go. I would love to see them try to pitch that because everyone's going to be like, no, I'd have to lose my money. I'd have to start again in life.
Ooh, I see what knocked Skype's volume thing off.
I thought you fixed that ages ago.
No.
Huh.
It was like my calendar app thing was just like, I think when one of those notifications comes up and stuff loses contact, it messes with things because it messes with my pressure sensitivity. but it seems to also mess with Skype's volume thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, how do you reformat society? It's such a big question. And there's so many implications. Like every time you fix something for one group of people, you ruin things for another group of people. It's such a delicate ecosystem.
It's really hard to solve everyone's problems at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's...
Like, I used to think when I was a kid, why can't you just make everyone equal? Like, why can't everyone just get, like, a house and a wage that they can live on and enough food? Why can't you just make everything equal?
Yeah.
And then, I think my dad was like, well, what about the people who work really, really, really hard versus the people who don't do any work at all and just choose to slack off because they're being provided for?
Yeah.
I mean, on the bright side, at least what you'd be doing because you really want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, the work would have to be satisfying for you in order to do it.
Because there would be no financial incentive.
Yeah. But on the other hand, like, that is unfair. That people who put a lot of work in and try and help versus people who are either actively destroying things or just not doing anything.
Yeah.
Are getting the same amount. I mean, I wouldn't say that's fair, but I do think there are advantages to that. But then if you allow people to work for more, or punish people for doing less, then you're at the same point we are now, where people could lose their houses or lose their money.
Yeah.
And not get it back because they don't have like what they need to work. Or people get super rich and then end up like kind of being assholes about it.
Yeah. It's a similar thing you were saying about your Instagram, in that your value as a person isn't determined by your art. So the value that people are provided is the slippery slope when you're like, they're gonna get an allowance almost, and if they stop doing something, then the allowance stops. Because that is just effectively what jobs are now.
Yeah, that is it.
I think what we need as people is somewhere safe, somewhere warm, somewhere where we're gonna like live happily, not just survive. And once those are catered for, if we have some level of autonomy or like initiative in what we're doing and choice, I think that can be satisfying. It's just creating a balance where everyone coexists and makes something that they enjoy or find meaningful.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like the thought of having like a base living pack for everyone, and then people doing stuff because they really want to do it rather than because they feel like they have to.
Yeah.
However, if you give everyone a basic living pack, like, you can't stop people from spending that entire amount on drugs and then not having enough money for food or anything else because they spend it all on drugs.
I guess so, but if you know, food stamps and shit like that, like if the I guess people could trade their food stamps with people who provide drugs.
The same way that people trade cigarettes in prison, like, you work with what you've got. And if you want drugs, you'll trade whatever people need or find valuable.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what the currency is. What matters is that
humans will find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, any system that you can conceive can be abused or twisted.
I do agree that money security encourages people to quit drugs. But I also think there's a big thing of recreational drug use, and that drugs are addictive. So that's all I'm saying. You know, and if we start doing things like, well, let's just do monthly drug tests, and if people seem to be addicted to something, we'll like put them into programs to help them get off it.
What if
well,
drugs...
then how much control is that we're having over people's lives, and how much agency do people have if we have to check in on them like that?
What if recreational drugs were given as part of the universal like when you said universal basic income, or someone said it, like what I was imagining is people would just have like something delivered to them that is like, here is your allotted stuff for the week, and like maybe you can like choose or whatever, but part of it was like you're just given recreational drugs and you can choose to do what you want with them, so you get them anyway, and you could just give it to people who want them if you didn't want to take them yourself. And then they would just have the food and the drugs.
You see, the reason I'm not sure that it would work is that a lot of things are kind of drug or have drug-like properties, such as sugar, which is addictive.
Yeah.
And not good for you. Now, if I had a lot of money, I can't say to you that I wouldn't spend a lot of it on cakes and stuff.
Right.
And I think it's the same for drugs. Just as I think that it is a myth that just because people have a lot of money, they're going to spend it on drugs. I'm not saying that would be something which would be widespread or anything, but I'm saying people who do enjoy using recreational drugs and do get addicted easily are going to have that problem.
Right.
Even if they have money, they're still going to want to do stuff that maybe it's not that great for them with the money.
Well, it depends on why they're taking them in the first place.
Enjoyment?
Well, I think maybe it might have... yeah, it's hard. Like, addiction...
Like, look at a lot of people with a lot of money. Such as, you know, famously rock stars.
Right.
Or film stars. People who may not necessarily be happy, but have money and food.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
they have a lot of problems in terms of...
I think the unhappiness is a key there, though.
Yeah, but then we can't supply people with a quota of happiness.
No. But there's a lot of, like, pressure attached to that sort of lifestyle.
There is, but are we saying we wouldn't have that kind of lifestyle?
If you had a universal basic income, no, you wouldn't have that kind of lifestyle. Because you can reward people so heavily for being a musician or whatever.
So are you saying that they wouldn't get sales from records? Or that we wouldn't have musicians?
Yeah, they wouldn't get sales from records. They would just
records would be free.
Yeah.
And what about things like donations, where people want to show their appreciation by giving people X or Y? Are donations not allowed as well?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's just tricky. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah,
because I believe that would be a better system.
A donation system?
No, a system in which everyone is given basic needs.
Like basic needs are met.
Yeah.
And then there's an extra layer on top of for it to be like...
I would rather have that. But I just enjoy finding problems with ideas. Because I think it's interesting.
Right, gotcha.
Look at things from angles.
You would be provided everything that you need, and then you'd have an extra level to choose what you want.
Yeah.
And if you want to support someone else. That's just money.
That'd be nice.
That's just... That, well, aside from being provided everything you needed, like, it's just, that's the... Yeah, it's where, like, time is traded for money these days. You put your time into a job, you receive money. That's the trade.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should just start trading time. So, okay, you spent an hour on this, I will spend an hour on you. No, it doesn't, you can't even, that doesn't work. Eileen's saying that the problems you imagine are based on bullshit, though.
Let's see, I'm just reading it. Apparently that's not how it works. Well, like, I'm not exactly, I'm not, like, it seems to me like something which is addictive would remain addictive. But feel free to, like, let me know how it does work. Like, I'm all for being more informed. You can give me more reading material if you want, or listening material on the subject.
I mean, I think anyone that gets stuck in an addictive cycle, they're
I don't think anyone is immune. I think is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think anyone is immune either, but there is the cycle, and then there's the thing providing momentum to the cycle, and it's not the substance itself.
No.
It's not. It's deriving pleasure or joy from an addiction is only part of why. Like, because you can find that enjoyment or pleasure elsewhere. There's something driving you to do something that you either know is harmful to yourself or is unhealthy.
Yeah, and in our case, there's lots of different factors why you might do that.
Yeah.
There's because it's seen as cool. There's because it's illegal. There's because your friends are doing it. There's because you're curious. There's the age-old because you enjoy it. There's because it's medicinal.
Right.
There's lots and lots of different reasons.
There's also emotional insecurity or...
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't mentioning that because I was taking that as a given and providing alternative reasons to what would be the usual.
Gotcha.
Like, reasons why people might do it where it's not like, we can throw money at this problem. Like, I think it would provide stability, and stability does make people able to pursue what they want more, but I think whatever way you slice it, there's always some difficulty for doing what you want to do, even if it's just the mental hurdle you have to get over to draw a picture.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing can't be... I'm not sure if it can ever properly go away.
Well, imagine a scenario where, like, you feel this pressure to create art, and you've grown up in an environment where anything you spend time on needs to be worth it. And so there's all this pressure associated with, if I'm going to be drawing, I might as well be good. Or I need to be good at it in order to justify spending my time on it. And then suddenly, in an environment where it doesn't matter how good you are at drawing, you're going to get a basic income. The alleviation of stress surrounding your chosen pursuit would in theory lessen.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this, but like,
it would be nice not to feel like you have to make your hobby into work in order to survive, because there's not time to do it if you have to get a different job. Like, that'd definitely be nice.
Yeah.
But at least, like, I can look for them, but if there are any studies or anything that you know to be good, that you've read, like, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I will check them out later. But I'm definitely not saying that's a reason not to help people. And I'm not using that mindset as an excuse to say not give homeless people money because they would just spend it on drugs. That's not something that I believe. But I'm just saying that I think there are more reasons to take drugs that aren't necessarily dependent on security or satisfaction in other parts of your life. I guess I'm just saying I don't think it's a problem that would necessarily be solved simply or overnight. Again, I'm just playing devil advocate, but I am up for learning, so please feel free to link anything you think is particularly helpful.
Yeah.
I know you might not have an upper hand, but
Arlene's reminding us that this is handled in
willpower instinct,
yeah.
which we have.
Which is cool.
That's okay, Eileen. We all have stuff which we're passionate about. Like, I get angry a lot about stuff like, you know, gender equality and like how that is a kind of impossibility, but also is something that I absolutely believe should be aimed towards, etc., etc. But like, I appreciate any like resources or viewpoints that you have or can be provided. You don't have to worry about speaking about stuff you're passionate about. You can do that here.
Yeah, open platform.
All cool. Yeah. Tips are lean, I agree. The weird way that people talk about homeless people as though they are a different subset entirely, rather than just people like them but without a roof over their heads, is strange to me. Like, it just takes looking at homeless people to see that the group is so diverse. You can't really shove them under one bracket.
Like, it's none of them. They're just... In the same way that
well, I'm using it right now to just talk about the problem.
I'm just gonna say, in the same way you were talking about villains being scary because they're like relatable, and we're just one bad day away from being a villain, or the hero's one bad day away from being a villain. Like, being homeless, you can be one bad day away from being that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to tell me that.
I know.
We are 5 bad days away from being homeless.
We're not, but
no.
In terms of owning, like, being able to provide for
but if
our
we
own
didn't
home,
have supportive families,
yeah,
then that would be a thing. And sometimes it's not the person's fault if their family isn't necessarily supportive of them. And I'm just saying that when I go through Dublin, there's a big problem with homelessness in Dublin. Yeah. I think partially because the price is so high, and like the range of people that you see, you know, sitting on the streets with no place to sleep, like, should quickly dispel any kind of generalisation that you try to give them.
Yeah.
That's really cool tips. Some hospitals buy homes for homeless patients because it's cheaper than all the medical support they need living on the street. I really wish that could happen more.
Yeah.
But Eileen, yeah, just to like, I just want to repeat that I am playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah. You're like trying to see the counterpoints to their extremes almost.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying this is what I believe. I'm just trying to provide a counterpoint to the discussion.
Mm-hmm. It's a tricky thing to talk about through an experience as well, but...
Oh yeah. But that's the same for anything.
Yeah.
You can't say that you can't talk about an issue because you don't understand it. You know, the same way that I don't think it's really fair to say you can't write female characters if you're not female. Like, I think, like, understanding and talking about the issues and communication are super important.
Yeah, it's often best as well to talk with this with a kind of level head. I like discussions like this that deal with serious topics. I often like avoid them on the stream, but I think it's good to sort of try and figure these things out.
I do too. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily like we'll be able to figure them out or anything, but I think it makes us better people to be able to learn about this stuff and to discuss it with others. And why should we talk about what we're like interested in and passionate about and real issues, as well as goofy stuff? I mean,
yeah.
Especially people who we're close to or passionate about it. It's all the more reason.
It's an opportunity for us to learn.
Yeah, Tips, I agree. Like, I think just providing shelter and houses for people is a super big deal. And I don't think it should be that expensive to do either.
Like, if they didn't have to pay rent for a portion of time while they establish themselves, to be able to quickly, like, if they were provided, like, they got a job and a house they didn't have to pay ridiculous amounts on, they could build up savings to the point where they're able to support themselves.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things which really annoys me is people shouting about those who get benefits from the government to help them live.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that they're freeloading because they have to work for their wage, so why should other people get free money?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, dude, because you have a job and a house and a family and like you are supporting yourself. Like, what's wrong with helping people get back on their feet? Like, why are you so threatened by it?
Yeah. I've heard like stories of stigma where like people are perceived to be poor, and if they have anything above some sort of threshold of like if they have
Sorry, I'm just trying to help out.
No, it's like if a family are known to be poor and then suddenly they have something that you wouldn't have thought they could afford, there's like a harsh judgment on them. It's like, it's good. They have something that's nice and awesome in their lives. Like,
what you mean, like, should you have spent your money on that?
Yeah, that sort of judgment, like, oh my god, you should be providing this, this, and this, and it's like, you have no idea what the context is for how.
Yeah, that's like a personal thing, isn't it? It's like, they can choose their money, spend their money how they want. If it's a bad decision, then they'll live with that. And if it's not a bad decision, then awesome. Yeah,
but imagine it was a gift from someone who's just trying to help them out. But then they get given the gift, and then it's like, why do you have nice trainers, or why do you have like a games console? You should be paying for this with it. It's like that snap judgment thing is so harmful.
Well, it sounds like that is like jealousy to me.
It wouldn't. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be jealousy if it's coming from someone who does have money. Yeah.
Right, gotcha.
It's the same fucking paradox of like someone perceiving someone to be poor, but they're also overweight, and it's like, how are you overweight if you don't have any money? And it's like, well, the cheapest products in the stores are fattening.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me?
Go figure.
Like, have you tried buying like fresh veg and stuff in a store and then having like nowhere to put it because you don't have a house? You know, or buying meat that you have no way to cook. Like, or you could buy like 17 apple pies for like 50 cents.
Like, just help people. I feel really bad when I'm approached by, like, because in Dublin you'll have like homeless people on the street and you walk by them and you have people that will come up to you and like ask for money, and I'm just standing there going, I don't have any disposable income right now. Like, literally, like there was a point where someone came up to me, "Can you spare some change?" And I had nothing in my pockets. It literally, I had like.
It's okay,
nothing.
dude. Like, you make your choice, and you don't have to like defend it necessarily.
You know.
But yeah, I hear what Susan's saying too, that she hates politics, but she almost wants to get involved just so that she knows there's someone they trust to look out for others. Exactly. Like, it's not the kind of thing I'd ever want to get into, but I would feel better if there was someone like you in politics. But then people go and vote for people like Trump. And I mean, I know that like they don't exactly have a lot of good choices.
Trump was elected for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Is there's always a lot of reasons that aren't necessarily related to the reasons they should be related to.
If you give people a vote and they feel like the vote will enact like an upset or a change, people might vote for something that's less than ideal.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I don't really understand or get is politicians are given quite high salaries.
Yeah.
But they're also I do understand it, and I think it should change. They're also given exemptions, or they can make claims on travel expenses, food expenses as well. And it's like, well, if you're given this really high salary, surely you can afford those things.
But I think we can all agree that some salaries are just disproportionately high.
I understand there's probably a lot of stress involved in governing or whatever, but imagine the kind of people you would attract to become politicians if the salary was minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
If it was literally like, you're not going to live a high life as a politician.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something to that as well. Like, I think the advantage to having jobs where the wage isn't absolutely sky high is that people aren't doing it for the money when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, for really important jobs, I understand wanting to be like, well, you're doing something super important, so like, please have some more money for it. But then who decides what's important? Like, for example, how much football players get paid.
Yeah.
Like, it seems crazy that they'd be paid that much. Or people who star in films.
Yeah.
And yet the people who make animated films are paid like peanuts. Like, not enough to really even live.
How about the esports and the people that play the games making way more money than the people that made the game that allowed them to make money?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just so it's strange.
It's not wrong. It's just it feels like there's too much of a jump between the wages for different things. That's all.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like the gap is so big.
It's almost like money tornadoes. Almost like the more money that's getting poured into something, the more money's like kind of like pouring out of it. Or
like televangelists defend buying private jet with church money.
Tibbs is just like, the world is broken.
It is, yeah. Money is broken, jobs are broken. But yeah, I mean, I wonder what would happen if all the industries weren't like private as such. Because I think a lot of the reason that football players get paid so much is because football makes so much money that they have a ton of money to pay people with. But what if the money from football went into other stuff as well, like animation or entertainment or like sanitary work?
Yeah.
Like, what if the money got spread around other things as well?
Yeah. Like
percentages went into other things
I think
that needed more help.
it's when income for that sort of stuff goes back, it recedes back to like one singular entity, or one, like, as people call it, the 1%. Like, you have so much money swirling in that industry. What's that?
I'm sorry, I just read in the chat, you know, the jet thing with the church.
Oh.
I just read Tim saying, actual point from their defense. You can hear God better.
From a jet, yeah.
I'm sorry, please continue.
The thing about footballers' wages is, I think they escalated and skyrocketed when I think it's like Sky TV or things like that got involved. When sports started to be televised, or televised live, or people could watch it, suddenly the audience who were interested in the sport grew massively. So I think a lot of the involvement of broadcast inflated the wages and salaries of the people participating in the sport. So it wasn't actually the sport itself. But I think I'm talking about maybe British Premier League type stuff, but it wasn't until the involvement of like people paying for subscriptions for like Sky Sports and that all the money started to pour in. And then it poured back to the person who owns Sky Sports, you know, or Sky or whatever.
Yeah. And then he's asking for puppy pictures.
Uppers. Popper. I'm gonna flip this back and see if I can continue to fix it.
We might have to head off in a sec.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like half-piece name.
Yeah. How are you getting on with your animating?
It's okay. I'm still like cleaning it up a little bit. I've got all the lines in now, but I'm adjusting them because I've like changed some things throughout the animation that need to be changed back.
Gotcha.
You know, like little things that have just slipped off model that don't make sense.
My portrait is slipped off model.
With anime, you have a production committee of companies that handle distribution and marketing merch. Generally, the companies that put more money in get more money out. Make sense? I guess so. Except the studio that actually makes the anime often gets left out of that. Yeah, that sucks. Jeez.
I think that's a big problem with animation being outsourced to these studios, is that they have to almost option the chance to work on it, and therefore they overpromise, like small budget, less time than they actually need.
Well, it seems to be sometimes that the least valued people in the process of anime production are the people who actually make it. In terms of work conditions and also wages.
Yeah.
It feels to me like the people who are least valued are the people who actually end up animating and making the thing. Which seems kind of crazy.
Yeah.
They're not putting money into it, so they're not taking a lot back. Yeah, that makes sense. Another broken system. I mean, the thing they are putting into it is time. So maybe time should be the thing which dictates how much money you get.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's also broken. Because when it comes to footballing and stuff, if you're only playing like X many matches, your wage might be too low to live on.
Well, footballers do training when they're off season. They do training, like they play football more often than the matches occur.
And do they get paid for training?
Yeah, I think so. Like they pretty much earn a salary, and their hours are outside of that.
Okay, that's good, because we do wages like per hours.
Yeah.
But often the things which take the most time tend to be the most underpaid, which is very weird.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I said this on stream before, but my brother is a professional footballer.
Mm-hmm.
He plays for a local club. Yeah. I don't know too much of the ins and outs in it.
So does he get a wage from that?
He does, but he also works as a I think he's a contractor as well. Like he works another job as well as that, so it's not enough to.
Well, I'm assuming
or at least he has time outside of playing to work.
To have, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming though that a local football league wouldn't pay like.
No.
I'm assuming it would be like a massive step up to be Premier League.
Yes.
Like crazy step up.
Yeah. But he does earn money playing the sport.
Mm-hmm. Maybe everyone should be paid equally rather than valuing your job by money. It should be valued by what you personally get out of it. I don't know, it's similar for everyone. Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the advantages to the everyone gets a base living wage and housing and, you know, food and stuff. I think that's one of the advantages, is that in a world where everyone gets kind of paid equally and everyone gets the same basic income, the stuff that you end up doing is the stuff that you are passionate and enjoy doing, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that there would be other problems with that.
Such as what?
Such as what?
Yeah, what are the problems? Oh, I didn't copy that.
I can't necessarily see any at the minute. Like, for one thing, as I said earlier, I kind of agree with that way of thinking. But I'm sure there would be. There are always unforeseen problems with everything, aren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need more experimental prototypes for tomorrow. We need some paper prototypes going here, people.
Maybe someone could develop a game with AI that lives in a city under these rules and see what happens.
I don't know how you'd ever program that.
Yeah, I know.
I guess you could do it in terms of like having a massive multiplayer online game.
Yeah.
Because that's like a society, isn't it, in itself?
Kind of, but there is something that changes our behavior when we're anonymous. So I think it would skew results, but it might be an interesting study.
I think being anonymous changes though. Once you start to do stuff as you're like, once you have to go in and you assign yourself an avatar and you choose a name for yourself, and you start doing stuff with that character, like the achievements you unlock on that account. Like,
yeah.
I think you start attributing more and more value to it as you build up more and more stuff that matters to you with that character. So it might start off as feeling anonymous, but by the time you've shared art on a platform or put some tweets up or something,
Yeah.
you suddenly don't feel like you can just say whatever you want anymore.
Yeah. If you attach your identity to it, then it's less anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just, like, if you're playing a game, you can just make an account, and you can make as many accounts as you want.
So I guess this would have to be like a closed beta type situation.
Yeah.
Because it would just be an experiment, basically. But you can't program in the human factor, so you need real humans for that. Maybe someone should make The Sims. Yeah, I think matching multiplayer game might work because then you have to have people.
Second Life is of the snapshots that I've seen of it is an example of when the weird behavior that can occur when people are given the tools.
Isn't Second Life mostly based around being able to bump one another though?
I don't. Well, no, but I think that's a feature.
Yeah. So I think we just would have to base it around like what we want to learn. Like if we were trying to learn how many people given an avatar and anonymous free to use accounts would decide to bonk one another with very ridiculous avatars, then that's the type of game we'd make. But we'd probably structure it differently if we wanted to see how people would operate in a system where they're all given like a degree of freedom and equal starting stuff, which meant they wouldn't have to grind or struggle, and then see who chooses to grind and how people generally feel about the extra earnings they make.
You mean make a game where there is no reward for grinding?
Yeah. You do it for the pleasure of it.
Interesting.
Essentially.
So there is no, like, yeah, interesting.
I mean, the reward is in maybe the exploration of the dungeon,
Yeah.
but there's no, like, experience or gold. Like, you get given your gold monthly, and you can buy stuff with it or save up for more expensive stuff if you want.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it would be an interesting experiment.
I think so too.
Oh, tip story. I know Second Life is more than just that. I was just simplifying to prove a point. I was being deliberately obtuse and a bit of a dick.
Swinging that dick around.
I will windmill that dick.
People have jobs where they just make content to sell in Second Life shops. People can get pets and make friends and just live a second life.
Yeah.
I don't know if I admire that or I'm creeped out by that in some measure.
I think it's pretty cool because I think it gives people like a space where they can go to talk about things they might not necessarily be able to talk about with other people in their life.
Yeah.
Like you can find groups on there, like, you know, people are interested in like these types of novels specifically, and there are book clubs and stuff on there. You know, people who are interested, for example, if you're super interested in animation but didn't live somewhere where there was an animation community.
Yeah, you could find one potentially in that setting.
Yeah, and it's nice to be able to like go and actually voice chat with people with like an avatar and stuff.
I think that's why VR chat is picking up. Is connect people that otherwise wouldn't be able to connect and having fun together.
Elaine says that her first life is stressful enough. Here.
Save your work. Oh, I didn't mean that. Stretching.
I'm interested now though. Like, I'm now thinking about like the possibility of making a game in which there is no reward for grinding except for grinding itself. Because there are like two sets of people very specifically divided upon grinding. Well, one set loves the grind, and the other set is like the game should just balance itself so that grinding is something that happens naturally along the way. I mean, that's a very different point though, because that's where you're like gaping story progression behind grinding.
Yeah.
But still, like, I think it's an interesting thought.
I think if you don't feel like you earn something in a game, like say a player who's played it a lot longer than you gifts you something that like immediately makes you more powerful or whatever, I think you use it and you're like, oh, this is cool, but you quickly lose interest in it faster than you maybe would if you'd invested all that time in getting it yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's still the same thing, but the perception of value on it changes. So if you're in a scenario where everything is easy to get and everything's available, I suppose I guess it's not that everything is easy to get, but like
people from having to do stuff they don't enjoy to get the stuff they want.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because in our society we don't want people to do the stuff they don't want to do.
I think it was Final Fantasy 13 that had no grind in the worst possible way. I've not played that one.
I've heard things about that game though.
Yeah?
Final Fantasy 13. Yeah, a lot of stuff about that game. About things that weren't very good about it. It had a lot of problems. I'd be interested to see how it didn't have any grind, like, and how that affected things. There's an incredibly linear path and you have to beat every enemy, so you're always level at the exact same points.
Right, so
okay.
The experience is going to be the same.
Yeah, that's kind of impersonal.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're not going to have, I guess, like, you can win a battle easier and things, but yeah. What annoys me is in games where they start to give you less experience for fighting the same things, so that it stops you from like hanging around an area too long. But I played a game where they threw a boss that was just so ridiculously hard at me that I had to grind, and I had to like try and level up my characters right before that boss, and they just stopped giving me any worthwhile XP once I'd reached a certain level. They're like, right, you're ready for this now, and it's like, I must be playing really badly because you've got this boss that can one-shot kill 2 of my characters with 1 attack, and I only have so much healing, and oh wait, you just killed the healer, right. I stopped playing that game at that point.
Yeah. That's rough. Hello, Rolando!
Hello.
We're actually about to head off.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see you. Today has been a day full of like super interesting discussions. It's been pretty cool.
We got serious.
We did. We got serious and stupid. So I think that's a successful stream. You've been found. I see you.
But yeah, okay. I'm not done with this portrait yet, but it's something. can bring up the stream and I can end it. Wow, it's 9:45. Yeah. Sorry, that was an extra 20 minutes past what you were saying. Sorry.
That's okay.
I got caught up in what we're talking about.
It's fine.
Okay, everyone. Wait, is it really okay? Or are you like secretly fuming over there?
I'm secretly so mad. I'm so mad.
Shit.
I'm gonna get off the stream and I'm gonna give you the backside of my hand. No one's gonna know. On the stream, no one can see your bruises.
Jesus.
So dark. No, I'll give you a big hug, really.
Next time, face cam.
Just to make sure that you're okay.
But yeah, we're gonna head off.
Yeah, we had an awesome time. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Thank you for hanging around for the sneaky extra time. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to finish this banner animation.
What? And then I can colour it. Swift, no!
Don't worry, I promise I won't. Alright guys.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you. And thank you.
And thank you. Thank you and thank you.
Thank you and thank you. So many thank you.
Yes. Never enough thank yous. So
May
the rest
of
your day
be filled
Cliff
blood
nature.
I don't even know where bleep bleep came from.
Bleep bleep bleep. I liked it, Mike. It was good.
Bleep 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 bleep. I wonder how many people would notice if it's just the same rhythm and pattern and tune. May the rest of your day
Bleep blue.
bleep blue
With
Adventure! They got it. Goodbye, everyone. See you tomorrow.